Yeah, we've been picking since maybe the last 2 weeks. But this week coming up, it's our biggest week.
The other day, Morgan was telling me some crazy stories about your dad. It's about crossing the border.
Oh yeah.
They went like 20 times, something like that.
Oh yeah, so many times. He did catch him, and the border agents would tell him. My dad said they were nice. They'd tell him, "Don't worry, one of these times you'll make it. You'll get through. Just keep trying." So he did. He kept trying, and he made it. So this is a Montecillo cab, old vine. The fruit looks great. It's light, but the fruit looks great. Tastes great too.
How's this year feeling compared to last year?
Great. We've already picked a lot more than last year, so we're happy and our growers are happy. So we'll make some money this year.
Yeah, just the row we're walking in is like a fifth of a mile. It's a long row, and the owners of this vineyard decided to not pull any fruit off the ranch. So all of this beautiful Cabernet is going to be left on the vines this year. And you know, we're standing here on this morning without any smoke. It's beautiful blue skies, and it's hard to fathom that you can't pick the fruit because there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it. And it's just something that's so far out of your control, you know, where if you get certain heat damage, you know, you could say like, oh, you know, we could have managed the canopy differently. We could do better next year. But with smoke, you know, it's just the air itself is poison. So it just makes you feel really small, and that you just had no, you know, you had no chance at all.
All the lightning last night.
Yeah.
We had to stop picking, or we never started because of it.
Was there any rain last night too?
Oh, it was pouring.
Really?
Oh yeah. You know, in pockets you could go to the other block and there wasn't raining, but yeah, it was. The lightning was crazy, and the downpours. But the ground just sucked it all up. It's so dry, it just sucked it right up.
Does feel good for a moment to not have a little less fire worry.
Yeah, there was in the county, I think there was 5 fires from lightning last night. But since it did rain, it wasn't a dry lightning, so they didn't spread. There was one just on Wall Road, which is pretty close to where we're at right now, off of Trinity.
How much do you think about fires? Like, worry about them, or?
A lot, actually. Now that I think about it, we try not to. I mean, there's nothing really we can do to stop them. But it is a concern after not picking 80% of the grapes that we farm. So it's definitely on our mind. Come harvest, you see smoke, you start to panic a little bit. little haze in the sky.
Yeah. I guess that could be a little smoke.
Yeah, there's probably a little.
Makes good sunrises and sunsets.
Sunsets, exactly. They've been beautiful actually the last couple of weeks. A little hazy smoke in the air. Almost like a purple, reddish sky. Pretty crazy. Sometimes you could see the towers of the Golden Gate, you know, from up there. This year it's either fog or smoke, and so it kind of obscures the view. But I think those are your bins too that just left, because we had one, so we had a ton about for you already, and then that's two.
Okay. Yeah, fill her up.
Yeah.
I know.
So,
I know it's a lot easier.
Yeah, so we've kind of been jumping back and forth a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're gonna we'll see whose bins are coming right now. They might be back to Bedrock. Take those to Dumont, and there will be another
bin.
half. Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll get that.
Thanks, Tegan.
Yep.
You like it, stay here.
You paid him those $500 paid off.
Taking $500.
So, yeah, one time Bedrock, they picked up last.
Yeah.
And they got all the extras.
I
Like,
think
we'll take it
that.
all.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, man.
And they just kept coming.
It's the only year we have, it went 42 tons that year.
It just kept coming and coming though. It's
What
like,
happened?
And
I think I remember hearing that.
yeah, we keep picking and
Did you bring more in?
what is the partner name?
oh, Chris?
Oh.
Chris.
Yeah.
He come in and I say, look, I have like maybe 6 tons. He said, what? 6 tons, they all come. Oh, you make a phone call. It's mine, Chewy. I'm ready to call Tegan.
He called the bank.
He said, no.
Well, and then, yeah, he called him.
I take it.
See if the line of credit's good.
And then Tegan too, I think he was like, oh, it's easier for them to take it.
Yeah.
They're closer. So
Yeah. I mean, what time do you imagine, roughly? Just so I'll get the winery.
so it's 8 now.
Yeah.
It's almost like what you said earlier, so.
Oh, 11?
But, yeah.
Yeah, which is fine.
But
I just want to let
so
the
it'll be
winery
an
know.
hour. I'm gonna leave right
An hour,
now, so
okay.
it'll be an hour. I'll get there at, let's say,
9.
9. Get back here at 10,
10.
and then get to
Okay.
you at 11.
Okay,
So it's
great.
right what you said. But we got 2 more bins of Morgans on the other side. They're empty, but
Yeah.
just so he can take them. Exactly.
It's been
So-
years where it's been 5.5, and I'm like,
Yeah.
come on, air brakes. So,
Watch your gauge.
yeah, exactly. Sweet.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take off now, but my cousin Jaime can load you up.
Okay,
And my dad will supervise it. I guess.
Sweet. Yeah, that's great. What he does
Let me
best.
tell him.
Here, I got a big one.
All right.
Or maybe we'll have to cut this part up.
Oh, yeah. It's a far more graceful solution.
Luckily, a pair of sharp filters on the
There it is.
Alright.
NASA thing. I was trying to use a pen, and Katie just decided to use a pencil. So.
that's probably about it. Cool. Yep. There we go. A real cluster. And so light. There's something very fun about barrel fermentations. Color's like in Alicante.
Whoa, yeah, that is a deep color.
Have you seen the other wheels?
Oh my gosh, the pink pallet jack moving heavy things. I'm like, why is this so hard?
Hey, that was pretty heavy.
Yeah, the trick with the mountain fruit this year, mountain Cabernet, is that typically mountain fruit has a lot of malic acid in it, which means that if it comes in with a pH of like 3.2 or something like that, we know that after it goes through malolactic and all that hard-edged malic goes away and is converted, it'll finish at like 3.5, 3.6. This year, because of a really strong inversion layer and maybe diminished canopies, fruits come in. And it's been very low pH and high acid, but the malics have been really, really low. So we're trying to figure out how we actually adjust acidity accordingly. And so we actually have used some more whole cluster in Cabernet, which is something we don't typically do because there's potassium in the stem, so that will help buffer out some of the acidity. And also because there's a lot of natural richness and ripeness this year, we're hoping the cluster will sort of help with the aromatics and sort of help pop things a little bit as well. And so far, quite happy with the results.
10% cluster on this one.
10% on Montecillo. It's so amazing to me how much less green Montecillo is, particularly compared to like 2013 through 16.
The 13 was, Chris and I were talking about this, because when we did the vertical, that wine is very distinct.
Yes, cooler ferment, very green.
Yeah.
And clearly before they put in the wires up there and started exposing the fruit. But
the wine was wicked green when it was young. It's so beautiful now.
It's so nice.
It's like very floral.
This is very pretty.